I'd like you to travel back in time to last February or March. How would you describe those months? They were cold, and we were wondering if spring would ever come. But also in that hope, I believe that there were many of us who began to think about our spring diet, right? How many of you started thinking about a spring diet? You wanted to get in shape, okay? Now, usually we call them fad diets, okay? And we end up here in summer still thinking that we should be on a diet. However, what we know is that real diets, if they're going to work, require commitment, right? Commitment. Lifetime changes in the way we eat and what we eat. We need to make healthy choices each and every day. We need to have discipline about what we put on our plate and what we have in our refrigerator and cupboards. And then we are supposed to have and do exercise. And somehow in all of that, we hope that we turn from chubby couch potatoes into skinny couch potatoes. Or hope most of all that our unhealthy bodies can be transformed into healthy ones. But that requires good nutrition and certainly exercise. The same goes for our faith and our life as Christians. And so we probably all need to be on the Jesus diet. Jesus becomes our personal trainer. Jesus shows us and works with us so that we can become the people we are meant to become. And I believe in our hearts really hope to become. We have to make healthy choices. We have to be able to make a commitment that goes beyond 1 week or 2 weeks, but goes for a lifetime. And there's no quick fixes. There's no fads. Jesus feeds us, Jesus teaches us, Jesus gets us in shape, and Jesus forces us into the exercise program of reaching out and being a missionary people. He shapes us and forms us. In fact, St. Paul says today he transforms us. Absolutely transforms us so that our life begins to reflect his life. That image. That very image. But it takes time. He fashions lives that are holy and hearts that are true. And that tough daily regimen that we go through is a regimen of faith. It's a regimen of persistence. It's a regimen of care for each and every person whom we meet. And so we're asked, when we come to the Eucharist, to consume all that Jesus is. Consume the love of Christ. And we do that through the sacramental presence of the Eucharist. We do that by being present here to each other. But we consume that love of Christ, and we allow that love of Christ to transform us. Just as we take food into our body and it transforms and becomes part of us, so the Lord, we consume the way the Lord lives, the principles of the Lord, the teachings of the Lord. And we're transformed. Becomes us. But we need to be able to trust the promise of the gospel. Just as when we go on a diet, we trust the promise that we're going to lose weight if we do these things. We have to trust the promise of the gospel, which says we have to trust in the forgiveness of God and extend that forgiveness. We have to recognize our acceptance by God, but we also have to share that acceptance with others. We search that wholeness of life or salvation, but we also have to be able to offer a wholeness of life to others and salvation to on sin, stuffed on discrimination, exclusion, greed, fundamentalism, sometimes Bible thumping that condemns and separates and casts off so many people. And we do all of that in a world that is starving for love. Starving for love, starving for acceptance, starving for forgiveness, starving for that wholeness. A humanity that is hungry and thirsty for bread that lasts so that their lives can be sustained each and every day. And that way of life, that sustenance, is by Jesus Christ. So you know what the best thing is, though, about being on the Jesus diet? It's not about losing. It's about gaining. God bless you.